Hey everybody, Dr. Professor Cheeseburger back once more with Final Fantasy VII. Last time we tried to get a Chocobo. Hopefully this time we actually get all the Chocobos we need. Because it took us 40 minutes to get 2 Chocobos we needed. So hopefully this helps. And by helps I mean, hopefully this time we have a little bit better luck. Maybe. But it takes different amounts of time. Sometimes the game just says, you know what, let's just give them everything they need. Then sometimes they send these things after you. And it's just awful. But let's see Death Gigas. Yeah. Bonus. Death Gigas is a big old strong monster. This is his normal attack. Boom. I want to see if we can get his other attack. It looks pretty cool. But we'll see. I doubt it. Well, that's okay. This other one is like a lightning element. So, ooh, we can take Demi off of Cloud now. Okay, so that's just one more materia that we have mastered. Let's see. What if we go with... I accidentally removed the Chocobo lure. No wonder we weren't seeing anything. We've just been sitting here grinding. I somehow took off the Chocobo lure. The one thing we need to encounter a Chocobo in this game. Look at that! Let's see. Gishel Greens. Okay, well. Since you guys got rid of it. Yay. This is not the fight anyway, so we were just going to get some other kind of Chocobo. However, we are going to just destroy these guys. We're not waiting. Hopefully that means good things. I'm glad I checked, otherwise this video just would have been, us sitting here forever, wondering why we're never getting a Chocobo. And by that I mean I would have gotten some really good grinding in. See, those are the two things we need to fight. Yeah. Nobody has any attack stuff because I'm trying to level up materia as we go. So, because, master materia is always good. There is an experience up materia somewhere. I think it's at the Gold Saucer Battle Arena. Gold Saucer. But I'm not 100% sure. Because in the Steam versions of this, of course, in the versions with achievements and stuff, they include all kinds of things, and one of them is Materia Master, where you have to master all materia. Not the all materia, but I mean, yeah, that's one of them. But I'm assuming it means every single materia in the game, which is a lot. Which means you got to get all the magic materia, the summon materia, and the command materia. But you also have to get the other stuff, like, because you need this in order to get master magic materia. You need to master this to get the master command materia, and this to get master summon materia. But there's no master of this. There's just you master those. Same with independent materia. I think this is support materia. So, yeah. So we've got all of these here that we need to, get. But then you've got to add added effect, elemental, all those. This one is the only one that doesn't count. Manipulate, death blow, you got all those. Cover, long range. Plus there's strength up, luck up, magic plus. Experience, enemy decrease, preemptive materia. There's all kinds of support materia out there. My goodness, we're just we only got one. Cool. Cloud doesn't need the kill, so I'm actually thinking maybe we should put Ultima on Sid. Because once we go back over to get a good Chocobo, oh, let's do Hyper Jump. Ooh, and we can do Meteor Rain next. Oh, I forgot that it hits everybody. Hyper Jump is a little bit better than Boost Jump. Well, you guys get the short end of the stick, I'm afraid. Because you get Cloud's, in my opinion, best limit break. No, Omni Slash is definitely his best. I just really like Meteor Rain. Alright, should we go to these other tracks? Try that out for a minute? Nope. Of course not. Just because we have the materia equipped doesn't mean we're actually going to get to use it. And yeah, I forgot about that. Can't reach. Let's try to morph it, see what happens. Yeah, morph doesn't do very much damage. It actually, does really weak damage. So, you got to make sure they're low on health before you do that. Now, there is an exception. Which eventually I will go over. It's a pretty cool one, but it involves a character a surprising number of people don't like. Hey, there's only one. Come on. That was dumb. Here you go, buddy. I'm gonna kill you now, but you get some greens. Lame. Alright, so we at least found a Chocobo. See if we can just stay on, Nope. Oh yeah, let's do beta. Because why not? There you go. Just for kicks and giggles. I keep forgetting I need to move over Ultima so Sid can get some kills in. Although Sid doesn't need the kills right now, he needs to use his limit break. So let's go ahead and put Fury on him and Cloud. Vincent doesn't need it. Exchange. Well, that sucked. Arrange. I gotta put all this back on. Dang. Barrier. We still need Cure. Let's go ahead and put a new all on there. Except maybe we should put it in the right place. Okay, what else did we have on Cloud? Alexander, Titan, Ifrit, Chocobo Lure, Double Cut, W item. We're not going to put it back on enemy skill. Let's do Death Blow and what else? Not Ultima. Earth? No, we mastered Earth. Absorbs MP at the same time. Actually, because his is going to take a while, let's put on cover. So now Cloud will take a lot more damage, but he'll start using his limit break a good bit more. And let's do close. Oh yeah, we can take off Shiva and put on Ultima, powering him up just a little bit. I mean, I know we don't need to, because I mean, we have all the summon materia that we have, but whatever. Don't you dare. Good job. Way to be an odd number, Sid. Man, this is going to take forever. This is one of the most, this is where the grind comes in on these games. And that's why it's a good idea to start in Mediel. Unless you just can't handle the enemies, in which case go back to the Chocobo area. Or the Gold Saucer area. There you go. But I feel like this is a pretty good area to train and catch Chocobos that you need. Because right now, we're doing really good. Ooh, Phoenix level up. Always a good one. Yeah, there's a lot more materia we need to get in this game. Part of that is going to include money. Like, we just need to get more money. I think it's Vincent's turn to get some kills. 4 kills is pretty good. Yeah. Phoenix has the great ability of also reviving all of your characters if they're dead. So, combining that with a very specific kind of materia, Phoenix is probably one of the most useful things for endgame enemies. Because then you get to use Final Attack Phoenix. Final Attack is a hard to get materia, but once you get it, I mean, as soon as that particular character is about to die, dies, they do Final Attack whatever paired materia they have. So, Final Attack Phoenix does damage and revives them. Don't you dare run. Don't you run. That's not even the one we need. But we're just going to, you know... Yep. Alright. We're just going to keep trucking. There we go. Excuse me. Hey, we got a Chocobo. That's progress, right? Now for the Chocobo. We're just going to send it so at least we look like we've made progress. But we are out of greens, and I really do think we need to get some. So we'll come over here. And we're going to get some more of the same kind of green. And let's do 20. And grab one of those and one of those. For what reason? Because I can't remember which one is which for that little chocobo. So we're just going to get a couple of different kinds. One of these greens is bound to make that chocobo give us the last magic materia we really need. The second to last materia we really need. I like how it always points us north. Okay. So now we come up here, we talk to this little buddy. Nope, we don't talk to him. Let me out of here. Mehmet greens. All right. All right, so you have to do the right place. Behind his ear. And there it is. The materia we needed. The only place you can get that is right there, scratching behind its ears. I don't want to take off any of that. We're so close to getting some of that. Anybody have, like, well, I guess Quake. Contain materia. That's right. Now we've got contain materia. So we're doing a lot better as far as like getting closer to getting all the magic materia. Now that is not the end of our road with mastered materia. With mastered materia, we still have to actually master the materia. So the only way to do that is a very long grind. The best way and most effective way to do it is to put it on anything you want to like level really quickly on the triple weapons, the triple AP weapons, triple growth. So Cloud and Sid for now, being the only two we have with triple growth weapons. Well, you know, I'd rather get through some of this because right now we're still leveling up a lot of materia. All right, you know what? Let's give Vincent another thing. We're going to use Bahamut. Some people say Bahamut or something like that. I don't care. I've been saying Bahamut for years. You know, if that's wrong, sorry. It's just too hard to start changing it now. Yeah. Mega Flare. That has been his go-to attack for years. For many Final Fantasies. Mega Flare. Alright, come on, Chocobos. Let's go. Get out here. Yeah, Choco jerks. Man, they just do not want to come out, do they? Oh. Well, we have to give it to Cloud now. Because I really want him to learn his next level 3 limit break. Which is really cool. Because then when we actually... I was about to say, don't go to all one. All go to one or something. His next one is pretty cool and pretty useful. Though I do think that one is like way more powerful. But his next one is really cool. Especially because it can actually damage bosses. And you'll see what I mean whenever we get it. But that'll also be the last thing we need to do besides actually get Omni Slash. Alright, Sid's first today, so he gets all of it. How did you miss? He was literally just standing there. I was wondering, like, what is Sid doing, like, just waving his arms around like that? You know, Cloud puts away his sword and just goes, boom. But whatever. And how much are we up to now? We are up to 100,000. So let's go back over here. We had more luck over here. All right. Come on, Chocobos. Oh, this is going to take a long time again. You want to see freeze? Boom. He's cold now. Yeah, Vincent is level 53. One of my favorite things to do when I'm working out on an AV on a show doing AV as an and not like in a role is a lot of times, and maybe this will be a betrayal to AV techs everywhere, but at the same time you're also not going to be doing this much. Like, they won't let you. But sometimes, not on a lot of corporate shows, but some shows, if you go on them and you look under the stage, now if it's like a little hotel ballroom and it's only like a 2-foot tall stage, you're not going to see this. 4-foot tall stage, you probably won't see this either. But you get to like 5 and 6 foot tall stages, then you are likely to see a hammock under the stage. Maybe even multiples, because sometimes we can't walk away from the venue. Oh, this is the one, this is the one, this is the one. I don't even care. I don't even care. Yes, we got it. Okay. So attack him. Freeze him. I don't even care that we just healed him. We got the one we needed, and we've got a Chocobo, and we've got it distracted now. I am not going to use his limit right now. Okay, that one's gone. Got it. All right, we did it. Now let's send this guy back to the stables and go get our other good one. Hopefully this one's a male. So anyway, actually we're gonna head to the stables and go check out what it is to see if we're truly done over here. Huh, thought I saw something. But anyway, when you're, hotel is 5 minutes away, that's one thing. You can just walk back to your hotel real quick. But if your hotel is 30 minutes away, you can't just go back to your hotel. Okay, we knew that one wasn't the one. Great Chocobo. We're doing good. Yes! Great male. We got him. Alright. I'll name him the original Great M. Let's make sure we spell things correctly. But when you're going around... Oh my gosh. When you've got to run, like, go 30 plus minutes back to your hotel, sometimes it's easier, like, if you have like an hour or two off, sometimes it's easier just to stay there. Or if you have a what am I trying to say? Or if you're just not doing anything for a little bit, like, oh, the client's running late, or sound checks are still going, or you're trying to do something but you can't, like a camera person especially, might just go hang out under the stage. You know, sometimes there's green rooms and things like that, but in cases that there aren't, or in cases of it's kind of frowned upon that we go to the green room and just hang out there, that's not what we need. Then you just under the stage is a great place because how many clients are going to go under the stage? They're not. But it's not even just that. It's just, well, I mean, that is what it is. It's a place to hang out that you know the client isn't going to just decide, hey, I'm going to go under the stage. You know, it's hidden, it's quiet, it's out of the way, so it doesn't... Oh, nope, this isn't it, but I'm still going to... Yeah, this isn't it. You guys want to see what that happens if we just attack him? Not much different. It's not like he's going to die or anything. Oh, yeah, he attacks you. And then he freaks out and runs. So, you don't just kill a chocobo in this game. You don't do that. But yeah, like, a lot of times, finding a quiet, out-of-the-way place, away from clients, away from attendees, is what an AV tech wants to do. Because, you know, you got guys at front of house on a show, you know, the audio guy and all that, and they have to deal with people. You know, you might not think they do, but they do, because people will come up to them all the time and just be like, can you turn it down? Or can you do this? Can you do that? And they're like, sorry, like, we can't just turn it down just because some person in the crowd comes and tells us to. We're doing what the client wants. The person who signs our checks is who's going to tell us to turn it down. You know, but saying that in a way that a regular attendee doesn't get highly offended by sometimes is hard. And it's not all the time. If you just tell them, a lot of people are genuinely like, okay. But let's give Vincent some kills. But you know, when we have a little bit of downtime, you know, 10, 15 minutes, whatever, sometimes it's nice to just go hang out for a little bit by ourselves, somewhere quiet, out of the way, where people aren't going to find us easily. You know, especially when we've got nothing to do. Because, you know, for me, what I do is a lot of be prepared to kind of help out with some things, B, repair any issues with the LED walls that happen, or, you know, C, just like, I don't know, like get ready for loadout. But when I don't have anything to do, like, let's say loadout's not for 3 more days. There's the LED wall, I've looked through it all. It looks fantastic. Client is really happy. Everybody's happy. They're going through rehearsals. I don't need to be doing anything. Like, all it is people walking on stage, walking off stage, more people walking on stage and off stage. But the last thing you really want to do as an AV tech is just look like you're not doing anything, especially on a multi-day event. Some people might think differently, but it's better to look busy, or just not be seen at all. Because if you're not seen, they're going to think, oh, they're off doing something. And that's a better perception for the client to have than anything. That's not to say that, like, I just go in there and do nothing all day. And a lot of LED techs are willing to jump in and do what they need to do. Hey, yes! Not only did we just get his 3rd limit break, but we can now teach him his 4th. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. He's getting less human. That's what he said. I didn't skip that. But now we have all 4. Let's go ahead and fury him. So now we can hopefully see Hellmasker and then Chaos. Come on. Give us what we need, man. Alright, we got it. Another one that we don't need. So turn loose. Something important with clients is you never know what they're going to want to do. Like, you could show up on site and it's one thing beforehand. There's all kinds of prep work that goes into a show. People draw it up to make sure everything's going to work in a room. They not only do they draw it, because like if you go into a room, let's say you've got a big rig, like a bunch of IMAG walls, lights and all that, or just a bunch of LED, you've got a bunch of really heavy stuff hanging from the ceiling. All right, you need to draw it up, make sure all the weights look good, so there's not so much weight on it that it's just gonna boom, snap. You got to check all of that. Then you've got to get all that gear prepped. You got to you might have to like go into the shop, like get some things prepared, like fly packs, cameras, make sure all of those are working properly, or just make sure they're in good shape, or make sure they're actually in there. Make sure you have all the cabling you need, because what people don't realize is just how much cable is required to do all of these shows. Because you could walk in and say, yeah, we're going to do wireless, but you can't. Like, there are some things we do wireless. Like, there are some lights that we can send signal to wireless, but you can't send power wireless. You can have wireless cameras, but you still have to have power for the batteries that power them. And like audio consoles, lighting consoles, speakers, switchers, a lot of the bigger lighting fixtures, motors, you cannot wireless those. Now, signal is a little bit different. You might be able to get wireless signal, but you're not going to get wireless power anytime soon. So, even if you like got rid of all signal cable, you still have miles of power cable to run. And you got to know the right end to plug in. That might seem like, well, why wouldn't you? You'd be surprised, honestly. Some people just, they don't know, or they just don't care. Neither one is especially great, but at least the people who don't know can be taught. The people who don't care can't be taught because they don't care. What's interesting about interesting story about that, I worked a show for New Year's. It was a brutal show because it's New Year's. We're obviously going to be up till midnight, and this show, I'm not going to say anything about it, but about who, but this show was like, it was a long load-in. We had a bunch of hands that really didn't want to be there. They didn't really care. I don't know why. I know. Vincent can still have kills for a very specific reason. But the hands didn't really care. They were slow. Their job was just like, whatever. We're getting paid either way. And what's funny is a guy brought his dad who was in town on furlough. He's a missionary. And he was like, could use a job, like some temporary work. And a lot of what we do is freelance and contract. So, sure, yeah, come on in. Come work for us. This guy, he doesn't do that kind of stuff full time. Like he's a missionary in another country. Once he figured out what we were doing, which was like pretty quick, we had two people, handing us panels, and I would give a panel to one, give a panel to him, give a panel to the other hand. He would be back for another one. He was doing their job like twice as much as these two people who had been apparently doing it for like 5+ years. I'm like, how have you been doing this 5+ years? Are you the guys that they call, like the two that they call when nobody else is available? Why is that only this thing? But it's not about. A lot of times, companies are not looking for people who know everything. They're looking for people who have good attitudes. It really is. If you show up and you're just like wanting to be helpful, but you're not like always right there trying to jump in and like have the answer to everything, then a lot of times they're going to look at you and be like, oh, this guy was helpful, learned, and just a really good person to be around. Okay, yeah, maybe we should call them, kind of thing. And I hear a lot of it saying attitude is more important than how many years of experience you have. Now, that's not to say people with a ton of experience are, ooh, this is the one. This is the one. And this is it. This is the one. This is the one we're waiting for. Golly, this took forever. I don't even care if it's a female. At least we got one. Although I do care. I want it to be a male. Because that's what we need. We need a male. Got it. All right, let's head over to the Chocobo farm and see what we've got. Okay, make sure we don't turn it loose, send it back. Bye, Chocobo. We'll see you there somehow before us. I wasn't trying to say like the guys who have been doing this 20+ years are bad. I know some guys who've been doing this a long time, and they're great at what they do. They know, they're smart, they're knowledgeable, and they're just like, yeah, we can do that. Helpful. I love it. All right, we got a good Chocobo. Put it in. Yes, we got him. All right, we can do this now. Good. Got it. Okay, so now that we've got that, we've still got some time. So what we can do is save here. Save number 1. Go back in. Now what you could do at this point is race all 4 of those Chocobos and just really try to get that A rank, that B rank even. S rank would pretty much guarantee it. We're not going to do that yet because... Okay, so great F and good M. Perfect. We're going to give them a carob nut. Yes. Either way, they're going to have a Chocobo. It's just what kind of Chocobo is it? Ooh. All right, so now we rinse and repeat. Yeah. Now we quit. This might seem like a cheap way to do things, but it saves so much time. All right, continue, save one. And look at that. Yay, we're back. See, that only takes like a few seconds. And good M. Good, great F. Go ahead. The other ones I think are just gonna give you different level, like different chocobos, and maybe you can do wonderful and wonderful breeding together with a great, like a particular nut. Nope. So, but I don't know. Nobody does. Yep. This might seem a little ridiculous. I promise you, I'm not the only one that does that. I promise you. Because while breeding, while racing the chocobos can be fun, and eventually I probably will. But this is much faster and cheaper because otherwise we're going to be spending a whole heck of a lot of money trying to get all the right greens to power up the chocobos, both of them, because you want both parents up to increase those chances. Yeah, our chances are really low. Even B class will be better than this, but whatever. We'll do it a couple more times. If it doesn't work out, then we will, next video, probably race some chocobos. Because chocobo racing is fun. And I will do it because there are some prizes in there that are good. But we're not going to do it right now. This one. And this one. Go ahead. Yeah, we don't want to give him the Zeo nuts because that's only for the Gold Chocobo. So eventually we'll need to go out and get another Karob nut. Darn it. It's a male Chocobo every time. Unless I wasn't paying attention once or twice. Alright, so... yeah. But we're not going to do it this video, so I was trying to at least get one of the two. And then we can show you guys what it does. Alright, yep, we slept. It's another one. Nope. You're just Choco. Choco means... Also, the other thing we have to be concerned about is whether or not we get a male or female green and the opposite blue. And then the wonderful Chocobo will have to be the opposite of whatever the black Chocobo is. Alright. Mating. It really does increase your chances to get them up to like B or even A. To where I did this a bunch once, didn't get it on the C ranks, went up to just B, and it was like next time I tried. Okay, fine. I'll race one. But first, we're going to go back because I don't want to have to go catch or get another Karob nut. Continue, save. All right, so let's go ahead and feed some greens to our chocobos. Let's buy first. I think it's Tantal greens really help. They're not the best, but they, I think, get all areas. Feeding. But I think Silkus greens are the best, but they're really expensive. Yeah, let's do her. Come on, go up. I'll have to go one by one. Because if I hold it, doesn't do anything. It's probably a button, I just don't... we're already there. I pushed X. I pushed X. That was dumb. Feeding. This is already taking forever. You know what? Let's just do this one. Good F. Circle this time. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, we do have to sit here and listen to it. All right, we got all stats increased. Pretty good. All right, so do we have to bring the Chocobo with us? I think we do. Giddy up. All right, so now let's go do a quick race. Is what I want to say. We're going to go land outside of Coral, and I think next video we will do some racing. We will get this Chocobo raced up. We could probably do B. Oh, the good thing is that Chocobo is going to stay there now. I could get in the airship and leave, and that Chocobo is not going to move. So that's where we're at now. Next time, we're going to go ahead and do some races and get things done, because we got to get that Gold Chocobo. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it, and we will see you next time.